Hello and welcome to the Persona Project. My name is Laura Sheeran and I'm a multidisciplinary artist from Ireland. I release music under the name Persona, and I've created this series to document the most creatively ambitious project I have ever embarked on. 4 albums, 4 stage shows, 4 personas, and 1 year to prepare. This project isn't just about music. It's about identity, transformation, and digging into all of the things that really make us human. It's also about dismantling some of the barriers that constrain us in art, music, and creativity in general. If you'd like to follow along, you can find me on YouTube, Substack, Instagram, or wherever you get your podcasts. With that being said, let's get into the episode. Hello. What a month. It's been a pretty fucking full-on month. So much has happened in February. A lot of February was spent breaking the whole big picture project down into all its individual components and just beginning to build from the ground up. The Persona project is set to begin releasing in January 26 and continue through to April 27. There's going to be 4 albums as part of the project, and each album will be music that comes from the position of a different persona. So 4 personas in total. A lot of what you're going to see in this video is creative work that I'm putting into the dreamer persona. As we go through the year, I'll be building the other 3 personas as well. The main aspects of the project are the music itself, the presentation of the album, the release format, all of that kind of thing. There is the stage show for each album. In February, I started working on all of these different elements. And there's a lot. I'm not gonna lie, there's a lot to think about and a lot to get going. But you know what? I've a year and I know I can do it. So I'm just gonna do it. Musically, the project is quite far along. I'm starting this process from a place where I already have the songs, for the most part, recorded. There's just some production elements that I still want to polish. Maybe I've used synthetic instruments and I want to record real ones. There's always some lyrics that I never committed to, or the line here or there that I know I want to change. All of those things are getting fixed. Getting the music mastered and sent off for pressing is priority for sure. I need to be getting mixes from my side of the Mixiverse in Logic, which is what I record into, to Brian's mixing setup in his studio, where he uses Reaper.
Or we got rid of this sort of thing as well, let's just see what happens.
That comes with challenges because there's so many variables and so many things that can go wrong when you're bouncing stems. It's just really you have to pay so much attention. There's always a little bit of back and forth. It always takes way longer than you think it's going to take. Musically, I got through a lot in February, but there is still a good bit of work for me to do on the Dreamer album, mainly to do with my vocals. I have about 2 months left before I have to get final mixes sent off. So I think we're just about okay. The next thing that I need to make some decisions on is how I want to release it, basically. I really want to get creative with the physical presentation. I had previously started gathering material to release a zine, and I was going to put out zines with some of my singles, and that's something that I had started doing last year, kind of fleshing out the world of the songs. I had done a few interviews with people. There was some photography in there. There was some artworks by people. But the timeline just didn't work, it didn't click, and it ended up not being released. So I knew that there was going to be like this other element, but I wanted to try and get some clarity on what I was actually going to be doing. I reached out to a friend of mine, Brendan, who runs Holy Show magazine. It's an art magazine. It's published once a year and it's distributed all around Ireland. Brendan told me about an archive in Dublin where they have a collection of zines, and he suggested that we book an appointment to go in and look at them together. So we did. I'm on my way to the National Irish Visual Arts Library, which is in the NCAD building on Thomas Street. They have 5 boxes of zines in their archive. It's a public access archive, and they have said I can come in and have a look. So I'm gonna check out, I guess, the stuff that's been made, see what I like, see what I don't like, and start making a plan for how I want to approach my own one. I'm interested to see the stuff that people have made.
So yeah, it just kind of fizzled out, which is fine.
While I was in there, the woman that worked there came in and was asking what my research was for. So I was telling her about my project. She said, "Oh, you know, we have art books here as well. It might be interesting for you to look through those because that format could also be suitable for what you're doing." So she came back with a selection of really interesting art books. It was so inspiring to see how people think outside the box and present something in such a unique way, so enhancing of the work itself. Like, the design tells so much of the story of the book and its contents. The visit to the archive was so beneficial. I'm gonna just let that simmer in my subconscious for a while and see what ideas come from that. Got my imagination sparking in all directions. There's no major pressure right now for me to make decisions, so I'm just gonna let that sit for a while before I have to worry too much about the logistics of printing and all of that. I want to do photo shoots for the personas. This is something that I'm really excited to be doing with my photographer friend, Hazel Coonagh. She's my favorite portrait photographer. Every time she shoots with me, I feel that she captures me, and that's really special with a photographer, especially in portraiture. You really need to find a photographer who gets it, who really sees you. We started planning the first shoot for the Dreamer persona. It occurred to me that I would really like to be able to show elements of the costume which are going to eventually be used for the stage show. It kind of got me thinking that I should be prioritizing building those costumes at this stage in advance of the photo shoots. The costume has started representing something much bigger than just clothes for a photo shoot or clothes for the stage. Hazel and I spoke at length about this at the time because a lot of her work actually incorporates embroidery into her photography. She's a mixed media artist. She was taught to embroider by her mother was taught by her mother was taught by her mother, and it goes the whole way down the maternal line. We were just reflecting on how meaningful it is, this inheritance. I have exactly the same relationship with sewing. My mom's mom taught me to sew on a sewing machine when I was 6 years old. But she taught my mother as well. I used to sew my own clothes all the way into my 20s, and then life just became very hectic and I stopped doing it, but it's a skill that I have. My mother died when I was 23. My mother's mother died only a few years after that. And it's something that got handed down to me, and I feel like it's really important that it doesn't just end. It kind of feels like a tributary or something that could just dry up. So I thought, look, if I'm gonna make this body of work that's already this big, I'm gonna make as much of it as I can myself. And it's gonna be true, it's gonna be authentic, and it's gonna represent the legacy of my maternal line. This is a beautiful way for me to reconnect with them and to bring them into my work in the present day. It also feels so much better to be making something instead of just again fueling into the fucking poison that is fast fashion. Over the past year, I've been learning a lot about my physicality as a performer. In February, I reached out to a movement director friend of mine, Robyn Byrne. She was like, yeah, let's do it. Let's do a session together. So we rented a studio. We went in for the day. And oh my God, it was incredible. The first thing she did was she just got me to sing without moving any of my body. And it was so hard. It was so hard. I could just feel every limb, every part of my body just wanting to move. And it really taught me like how much energy your body is trying to express all the time. If you are in control of that, like, and you can harness it, you've got so much to work with. So that was really illuminating. We played a little bit with some costume elements.
You look so different. It's,
I know.
It's quite weird.
Experimented a little bit with different looks. I don't know, is it
I think that's too much. It's also giving one magnitude.
Oh yeah! We started from no movement at all and then just slowly built it up. It was so brilliant to do a rehearsal with a mirror, because that's the other thing is like the studio spaces for gig rehearsals never have mirrors in. They've got the PA, they have all of the backline, whatever, but like you don't have mirrors. So I've actually never rehearsed for any gig and be able to see myself. It was so beneficial. Through the motions of doing that, I was able to start visualizing the set. I was able to start imagining the layout of the staging. Like it all just started appearing in my imagination. I'd love if there was like a bar that I could like hang off and like if something spilled out of a container or something, and then I can play with that and then find the next one.
Yeah.
And then appearing like there needs to be so many different layers to this costume. Diamond in the Dark, I think. I got so much out of that day. It was like really, really great. That part of the costume that's revealed is inside the costume. I'm wondering if this could be almost connected to like a headpiece or something. Like the sparkles are kind of coming down almost like it's part of the wig, like, and then at some point that headdress comes off. There's loads to build on anyway. Yay! Thanks so much, Robyn.
Yes.
And here we are at the end of a very, very full month. If you want to follow along with the project and see how things progress, subscribe to the channel. I'll be working through the 4 different personas throughout the year, building on everything that you've seen in this video as it progresses through the year, ready to launch in January. So yeah, I hope that you will follow along, and I hope that you will enjoy seeing a very big project unfolding in lots of little parts. in the next one.